Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, Internet. This is another episode of the Mison Show. My name is Cole Henson, critic of stuff and things, and as promised, this is your review of Muppets Most Wanted. Now, first I have to say, the Muppets have been a part of my life for a really long time. I grew up watching the Muppets. I had Muppet stuffed animals. So, Muppets are very near and dear to my heart. And the problem I had with the last Muppet movie was it seemed more like a Jason Segel and Amy Adams movie featuring the Muppets. And Muppets Most Wanted, that is not the case. Muppets are front and center in this movie, and it makes for, in my opinion, a better film than the first Muppet movie. It has everything that you would expect in a Muppet movie. Lots of songs. They kind of front load the songs a little bit. There's a lot of songs at the beginning and not too many towards the end. But most of them are good. You know, they're catchy enough. You know, there's not any musical masterpieces. There's no Let It Go in there, if I'm going to make a comparison to a current movie musical. But there's some catchy songs in there, and you know, I found myself kind of bobbing my head and tapping my foot to most of them. Celebrity cameos galore. Some of these cameos actually make for some pretty hilarious sight gags. There's one involving Christoph Waltz that I'm not going to ruin for you, but it's really funny. I was laughing out loud in the theater at some of these celebrity based puns. Basically, is what they boil down to. They're puns. The story, you know, if you've seen the trailer, you know what the movie's about. Constantine, the world's most dangerous thief, the world's most dangerous frog, decides he's going to break out of jail and take over the identity of Kermit the Frog by covering up his mole, putting a mole on Kermit the Frog, so Kermit gets thrown in jail, and basically takes over as leader of the Muppets as they go on this world tour. And Constantine, masquerading as Kermit, robs all these historic locations alongside Ricky Gervais, who plays Dominic Bad Guy. Again, it's the Muppets, you know, there's going to be jokes like that all over the place. But alongside Ricky Gervais, they rob all these historic locations, eventually trying to get to the crown jewels in the Tower of London. And you know, it turns out about as well as you'd expect it to. There's not any big, you know, M. Night Shyamalan twists in there, but it's a decent enough story, and you know, it's supposed to be a family film, so you can't expect, you know, a big complex story. All of your favorite Muppets make a return, although some of them aren't as featured as I'd like them to be. Animal, one of my favorite Muppets, is kind of just not there. Again, they spend way too much time talking about Walter at the expense of other Muppet characters, and they even make a very meta, kind of breaking the fourth wall joke about that. But overall, you know, it's a solid film. It's not going to win any awards, except maybe Best Original Song, possibly. I don't know, kind of doubt it. That the guy that I can't remember his name off the top of my head from Flight of the Conchords does the music again, and he does a perfectly acceptable job. But you know, it's a Muppet movie. You know, they're doing a really good job. You know, keeping the franchise as it was. They're not trying too hard to update it to modern audiences. You know, you're not going to get like Adventure Time Muppets, which would be awful. You know, they're staying true to the franchise, while still keeping the humor fresh. And I'm just happy the Muppets are relevant again. So overall, I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's not a great movie, but it's perfectly serviceable. I would recommend going to see it in theaters. Don't wait all the way until it comes out on DVD, because that could be a while. Especially with the way this movie's making money. But yeah, I'd recommend it. I recommend going out and seeing it in theaters, but probably not more than once. I wouldn't go see it more than once. So, yep, that's my final verdict, everybody. 3.5 out of 5 stars. And so, yeah, that is my review of Muppets Most Wanted. That's really about all I have. There's probably going to be another video or two coming up here, probably before I leave to go back to school. At least one, just one kind of a fun video. Maybe I can do another episode, but hey, it's free. Because I found a couple new apps and a couple new games on my iOS that I can talk about. But until then, this has been the Mison Show. My name is Cole Henson, and catch you on the flip side, Internet.